Hey, babe. Everything's finally finished. Man, that took a lot out of me.
You mean about your parents' inheritance? Yeah, it took a while, didn't it?
Right? Considering Mom's already gone. And there are no other children or family to contest anything. There was none of the typical trouble you always hear about inheritances. And yet it still managed to drag on forever.
I was thinking the same thing. Well, it's not like we really know anything about inheritances except what we've seen on TV. New things take a lot of time.
I just did what the lawyers told me to. Dad was sick for a long time. We were prepared for him to go, but still. We never really got around to the details of everything.
You and your dad had plenty of other stuff on your minds. At least it's finished now.
Yeah, you're right. I was completely swamped taking care of all this for all of January, it feels like.
I really wish I could have helped you out more. If only my business trip was just a little later. But it sounds like you took care of everything just fine.
I sure hope so. Although, if it turns out that I managed to mess even this up, I just know Dad is going to be rolling his eyes up in heaven and telling Mom that he told her so.
But everything is really finished now? There's no final paperwork or anything like that?
I really hope not. The insurance has already paid out. I'm pretty sure everything has been taken care of.
Good. Well, it sounds like you should be able to take it easy now. Time to get some rest.
Yeah, no kidding. Anyway, how are you doing? You're in a temporary apartment, right? How is it?
I guess it's growing on me. It's not terrible. At least there's no wife to boss me around all the time.
Hey, you love it. You better believe you'll be getting it with interest this weekend.
Oh god, I need to arrange some overtime. But seriously, it's pretty lonely being all by myself so suddenly. I'm even starting to miss your cooking.
Now that I don't believe for a second.
No, seriously, a bit. Anyway, have you decided what you're going to do with the inheritance money? What about some cooking classes?
Oh, nice job changing the topic.
Haha, I do my best. But seriously, you said everything is all finished, right? So what are you going to do with all the money?
I haven't really decided for sure yet. Maybe just put it into a retirement fund or something?
Hey, really? What for?
I mean, we're both doing all right in our careers right now. We don't have any kids. I don't feel like I'm really wanting for anything right now. So might as well just set it aside for when we really need it, I thought.
Seriously? You're not going to spend any of it at all?
Basically. It's nice to just have it in case something ever comes up. And if nothing ever does come up, we'll have an extra cushy retirement.
Sounds kind of boring though, doesn't it? Your father worked so hard his whole life to give that money to you. I don't know if the two of us could ever amass quite that much. Don't you think it'd be good to put it to some use and buy something we need?
Like what? I can't really think of anything that we really need is the thing.
I was thinking like a new car or something like that. What do you think?
A car? Do we really need a new car? They both still run just fine if you ask me.
Yeah, but I've put a lot of miles on mine already. And I was just looking at the new models the other day and they're looking pretty nice. Just seems like a good chance to upgrade, don't you think?
I really think you'll be okay with the current one. I'm actually really looking forward to the new light rail station being finished. I'd like to drive less, personally. Plus, you've got a rental car for now anyway, while they've got you out in Nebraska.
Yeah, but they've got a fully electric model out now. Think of all the money that we'd save on gas.
I mean, there are a lot of benefits in switching to electric. But still, we only really even use the cars for shopping and commuting these days. I really think we're fine with what we've got.
A bunch of my coworkers have been upgrading recently, though. I look like a caveman driving around in that gas guzzler. It's embarrassing.
Look, I know that your car is really important to you, and I think it's great you're thinking about the environment. But I don't think we need to bring the inheritance into it. Besides, I'd hardly call a hybrid a gas guzzler. We can't just be switching cars all the time so you can keep up with your coworkers. No amount of money is going to cover that kind of spending.
Ugh, really? I thought it was a good idea, though. You are planning on using the money someday, though, right? Why don't you just let me use a little, too?
Not really, to be honest. Let's just let the money collect interest or dividends or whatever. Now, can we please just drop it?
Oh, come on. You really mean to say there's nothing you want to buy? Are you sure you aren't just planning to use the money in secret?
Yeah, I'm going to buy a secret yacht. Grow up. And yeah, there's nothing I can think of that I really want to buy right now, actually. If there was, I would definitely let you know before I bought it.
I wonder. You're not just holding out on me while you enjoy it all.
Okay, seriously, I'm getting tired of this. I'm going to invest the money and that's final. That's the last I want to hear about it, okay?
Yeah, I got it. No need to get so worked up. Just thought I would ask is all.
Well, you've asked. Now leave it be, okay? I know you'd just blow it all if it was up to you.
Well, that's why I always leave all the financial stuff up to you since we got married. I want a new car, a new suit, a new TV. I'm like a saint or something, always waiting so patiently despite these burning desires.
Yeah, the saint who had basically no finances to speak of before we got married. You weren't even able to save up for the wedding. I ended up paying for the whole thing out of pocket.
Yeah, I know. That's my bad. Can we not bring that up anymore, please? I've gotten a lot better since then.
I really wonder. You do an awful lot of grumbling, and it really makes me worry sometimes.
All right already, I said I get it. I'm not going to bring up the inheritance again, okay? My lips are zipped, and it's not like I can get access to it on my own. So, can you get off my back?
All right, sorry. Let's just consider this settled then. And remember that we've got it to take care of us in case there's ever an emergency. And only then.
All right, got it. That's fine with me. It's your money, so you call the shots.
Hey, we need to talk.
I just got out of work and was just about to go get dinner. And I was planning to grab a few drinks tonight as well. Can we talk later?
No. I got a letter today from City Hall informing me that the divorce has been finalized. And when I went to look into it, they told me that you had come in personally to file the paperwork. Do you know anything about this?
Oh, wow. They send you a letter? I had no idea.
What is up with you? You actually did this? You want to get divorced so bad you forged my signature.
I didn't do it. I got Andrew to do your signature. Pretty good, right? Haha. And now we're no longer married. Just like that.
I'm honestly just confused right now more than anything. Why would you do something like that? And why would you and your dumb friend think you would get away with this? What did you think was going to happen?
Well, I mean, I certainly didn't think they were going to mail you a notice. That's for sure. But anyway, I guess we're through now, so it doesn't matter.
It still matters to me. Why did you do this? I never wanted to get a divorce. We never so much as talked about this.
Isn't it obvious? Did you think I was just going to let you keep all of that inheritance to yourself?
Huh? I'm confused. Like, I literally don't understand what you're talking about right now. What does the inheritance even have to do with this?
Wait, do you seriously not know how a divorce works? When people get divorced, they each get half of the money.
Of course I know about that. But what's your point here?
Wow, how are you seriously this dense? You made it very clear that no matter what I said, you weren't going to let me spend any of the inheritance. So I figured that if we got divorced, I would just get half of it anyway.
Are you being serious right now? Are you in a state of shock or something?
Don't get all angry just because you lost half of your inheritance. I kept my promise to the letter.
What promise?
I said my lips were zipped and I wouldn't bring up the inheritance again. So I put through the divorce paperwork without saying anything.
Well, I really hate to spoil your fun, but you're not getting any of the inheritance.
Oh yeah? Why wouldn't I?
In a divorce, marital property is usually split. But inheritances are considered separate property for a single spouse. So they aren't subject to that split. Did you do any research at all?
See, there it is. There's Riley using big words to try and confuse the situation. How many years have we been married now? You think I'm still going to fall for that kind of thing?
Well, I mean, I guess there's no harm in you just carrying on believing whatever you want. I'm not lying, but either way, it's no sweat off my back.
Okay then. Sure, honey. You're putting on a pretty good face considering how much you've lost here. But we're already divorced. There is no point.
Yeah, about that. You're sure you're happy with the way things are right now?
Yeah, duh. That's why I did it. I'll be talking with a lawyer soon, and you'll be hearing from him about my half of the estate. So you might want to start getting all the paperwork in order now.
Sure, got it. What do you want to do about the house? And what about all of your stuff? Do you want me to send it to you?
You would do that for me? Sure, that would be a big help. You're taking all of this pretty well, actually. I guess you've realized resistance would be futile.
Not really. It's just too much trouble to fight with you. Plus, it's harder for me to move out if all your crap is still in the house.
Hey now, don't pout just because you've lost some money. Half is still a pretty good amount after all. Try not to be so stingy in the future.
Sure, I'll remember that. Anyway, I took the day off tomorrow. I'll send all your stuff then.
And don't get all grumpy when you get the paperwork for the property split. It's just my legal right as your ex-husband.
Yeah, of course. I want everything to be fair and proper.
I'm so glad to hear you say that, Riley. Anyway, thanks for taking care of my stuff. Riley! Hey, I've been thinking, and why don't we actually cancel that divorce as soon as possible? What do you say?
But why? You're the one who decided to get divorced in the first place. Isn't it a little late in the game to be getting cold feet?
Well, I talked to the lawyer. It turns out you were right. He told me that I'm not actually entitled to any of your inheritance money.
Well, what do you know? So?
Well, since I filed for the divorce on my own and forced your signature, if you brought that up to the judge, you might be able to get the paperwork thrown out. So, what do you think? Let's stay married.
I get what you want, but I don't understand why you think I would ever do it. What possible benefit is there for me in doing something like that?
Didn't you say you didn't want to get divorced? I did what I did without talking to you. And you don't actually agree with what I did, right? So, petition the judge and get it cancelled, and we'll go back to how we were. We'll never mention this again.
I mean, yeah, you definitely did what you did without consulting me at all. But I'm not particularly bothered about the divorce itself right now.
What? But you said that you never wanted to get divorced, didn't you?
Yeah, originally. But if you ask me again now after I know about what you did and why, well, I'd say there's really no path forward for us as a couple. I don't really have any desire to get the divorce annulled and go back to being married to you.
Okay, hold on a second. Now I get what you're saying. But it really just doesn't work out that well for me.
Why not? This is what you wanted, isn't it? I didn't do anything here.
Yeah, I mean, you aren't technically wrong. But, you know, like I said, I thought the inheritance was going to get split. So I already went and bought the new car.
Ah, that's too bad.
Yeah, it is too bad. I don't have enough money to pay it off with just a 50-50 split of our regular assets. So I need you to help me.
You're the one that spent money that you didn't have. Sounds like a big case of not my problem.
How can you say it isn't your problem? Don't assets and debt both get split during a divorce? You actually have to pay regardless, so ha! You're the one with all the money now anyway. So pay up.
You bought the car after you filed the divorce, though. So that means it has nothing to do with me. And I don't have to pay squat.
Wait, seriously?
But like I said before, you can go ahead and just think whatever you want. It's no sweat off my back.
Riley, please. I'm in a lot of trouble if I can't get my hands on that money. My mom signed on as my guarantor for the car. She's not going to be happy if they start asking her for money.
None of this has anything to do with me. Why don't you try crying to your parents? That makes way more sense than crying to your ex-wife.
Well, the thing is, I still haven't told them about the divorce. They definitely have no idea that I filed the paperwork without telling you. If they knew, there's no way they would have signed the loan with me.
All you've done this whole time is talk about yourself and your problems. You haven't even thought to apologize to me.
It's not that I haven't thought about it. I'm just kind of pressed for time right now.
Oh, okay. You're just pressed for time. That makes me feel better. You might be the most selfish person that I've ever met. It's got to the point where I'm almost desensitized to it.
I know you're completely in your right to say that right now. I know I've been terrible on basically every level. Okay? I acknowledge that. So will you please cancel the divorce? Or at least help me with the loan?
Well, here's the thing. You're overlooking something really huge here. Don't you realize what it was that you did? Do you really think that this is the time to be crying about a car loan? You've got bigger fish to fry right now. Get your head in the game.
What do you mean? That's the most pressing issue right now. I know it doesn't seem like a big deal to you, but to me, it's like a matter of life and death.
Yeah, we've established I don't care about your car problem. But what I'm saying is that the divorce filing should probably be an even bigger concern for you as well.
Are you still going on about that right now? I'm pretty sure I already apologized about that.
Well, the thing is that it's not exactly something you can just apologize about and it goes away. Didn't you tell me your friend forged my signature?
Yeah, so what?
So you forged a government document. That's a crime. A federal crime, in fact.
What? Are you kidding me with this right now?
I'm very serious, I assure you. And I'll report you. Or you can agree to paying me a decent alimony in private to keep quiet.
Oh, you're going to blackmail me, are you? Get out of here.
I'm serious. I don't think you realize exactly how much trouble you're in quite yet. So whether we take care of this privately or in court is going to depend entirely on you and your attitude from this point on. What's it going to be?
How about neither? Do you really think I have any money to settle anything?
I think you must not understand your position still. Otherwise, I have no idea why you're still trying to bluster about like you have any control.
Because it's like this. All you have to do is annul the divorce. If you do that, everything is solved.
Selfish to the bitter end. You seriously have no idea what you're saying, do you?
Who's the selfish one here? From the very beginning, you were the one who wanted to hog the inheritance all to yourself. If it hadn't been for that, none of this would have happened. I know you're trying to pretend like everything is my fault now, but you started this. I think you're the one who has no idea what you're saying.
Oh, you think getting angry at me is going to help you at this stage? As expected, there's really no telling you anything, is there?
Well, if you understood so well, then hurry up and annul the divorce. Do that and everything can go back to the way it was. I don't know why you always have to drag all this stuff out forever, but it really grinds my gears. Just do it already.
All right, that's it. I've had it. I'll send you some numbers later about what a fair alimony number might be.
What? You mean you're not going to cancel the divorce?
Even though we're divorced now, I guess I was still stupid to think that you could be reasoned with. As usual, it was a mistake to expect anything from you.
Please, I'm begging you. Look, if you still want to blame me for everything, then fine. I apologize. I'm going to rethink my whole life, okay? Just please, get the divorce annulled and give me the chance to fix everything.
Sorry, getting back together with someone who would divorce me for money is just not an option. Anyway, you should be happy. You hated being married to me, apparently. You wanted to divorce me so bad that you went behind my back and filed for divorce illegally. Well, smile, Harry. You're getting what you wanted. After that, I left the divorce as it was, of course. I couldn't really blackmail Harry to keep quiet about the forgery, but I let the threat hang over him. Saddled with that and his new car loan, Harry had no choice but to go running to his parents for help. His parents were appalled when they learned what happened. They apologized on his behalf, and then they actually promised to offer me a settlement if I would keep quiet. His parents seemed genuinely sorry, and I always liked them, so I agreed to their request. True to their word, they transferred the money right away. They even paid off that silly car, even though it's way out of Harry's price range, and are making him pay them back everything. Now that Harry was with that kind of debt, even if it is just to his parents, I can only hope that he is going to have a pretty difficult time of things for a while. I, on the other hand, am doing fine. I used a bit of my inheritance to move to a new place. I invested the rest as safely as possible, just like I originally intended, and am saving it for a time when I might really need it in the future. Now, free of Harry and the extra housework and hassle that came packaged with him, I'm completely free to focus on my work and enjoy being single.
Hey there, Amy. How are you doing? Good evening, Lisa. Guess where I am now? Now? Come to think of it, I haven't seen you for a while, Lisa. Your sister and her husband seem to be taking care of the kindergarten drop-off and pickup duties often. Yep, actually, I'm on a trip right now. Really? For a week? Today's the halfway mark. Got another week to go. Wow, that's a long vacation, huh? So your son is with your sister then? Well, you could say that. Actually, on this trip, my son might just get a new daddy. Wait, a daddy? You know, I've been a single mom since I divorced my husband 2 years ago. I've been looking for a potential new father figure for my son. So, this trip is with your boyfriend? Exactly. I texted you because this does involve you. What? Me? How does your marriage relate to me? Well, a picture speaks 1,000 words. What? This is my boyfriend. Wait a second. Isn't that Tom, my husband? Yes, indeed, you're right. So, the 2-week trip with a college friend that Tom mentioned, it was actually a secret trip with you? Looks like it. Why? What do you mean? Why my husband? Well, isn't it obvious? Your husband is going to be the CEO of a company that's doing really well right now. Such a high-profile man would be a perfect match for me. And he'd make a great dad for my son, wouldn't he? My mother always told me to choose my men wisely if I really wanted to remarry. I don't think that's what your mom meant. Isn't it common sense to look for a partner among single men? You targeted a married man. Are you out of your mind? Well, if you divorce him, Tom will be single, won't he? I meant you should look for a single man when you started dating. Well, it's too late for that now. Tom is connected to me, body and soul. You? Oh, don't worry, I'll pay you alimony. With my upcoming marriage to Tom, I'm practically set for life, so money is not an issue. That's not the point. Just calm down, okay? I'll be back after enjoying a week more of this trip. You need to come back right now. After being exposed like this, you can't just leave things as they are for another week. No way! Lisa. Oh, contacting Tom would be pointless. Didn't he tell you? He said he wouldn't be able to respond during the trip. Don't tell me you... I wanted to enjoy some lovey-dovey time, just the two of us, so I asked him to keep his cell phone off the whole time. Does my husband know you've exposed his affair to me? No, not yet. But a week after he returns home, I was thinking of putting things in order so it would be easier for him to divorce. So, Lisa, you're doing all of this on your own accord. Don't say it like that. I'm sure he'll cry tears of joy at the surprise full of love from me. Well, I guess it's my turn to turn off my cell phone just like Tom. See you in a week. Bye-bye. Good morning, Amy. I am Rachel, the younger sister of your friend Lisa. I appreciate your exchanging contact info with me the other day. Oh, good morning. Sorry to bother you all of a sudden. I can't get in touch with Lisa. Do you know anything? What? Lisa is currently on a trip with a man she's been dating for about a week now, but I urgently needed to contact her last night. I've tried calling multiple times but can't get through. She's not reading my messages on the app we use, and I've tried emailing but no response. The hotel she was supposed to be staying at said she checked out. I have no idea where she is now. I guess you could say I'm at a dead end. Yes, exactly. I'm contacting all of Lisa's mom friends that I know of right now. Lisa's phone is off. What? Why is that? She apparently doesn't want her vacation to be disturbed. I think she'll probably keep her phone off until she comes back from the trip. Wait, you know something? Keeping her phone off all the time is... From your reaction, Lisa, it seems like you don't know who your sister is dating. Yes. She said she can't introduce him right now due to his circumstances, and that she'll tell me when they decide to get married. I see. It seems like she is somewhat aware that if this gets out, it's not going to be good. Wait, what? The man Lisa is dating is actually my husband. What? Is that true? I received a picture of them getting cozy together on their trip. I'll confront her with the details when she comes back, but judging from that, it's probably true. I apologize on behalf of my sister. She's done it again. Again? I might as well tell you now. The reason my sister divorced her previous husband is because she had an affair. And it turns out that the father of her son is another man who was married. I see. I'm truly sorry. You don't have anything to apologize for. But... You're also a victim, having to take care of your nephew because of your sister's infidelity. Your concern is much appreciated. I just don't know what to say. Anyway, it seems like there was some inconvenience because you couldn't contact your sister. What happened? Yes, actually. Our mother, who has been sick and hospitalized for a long time, is in a critical condition since last night. What? Is that true? The situation is precarious right now. I tried to contact my sister, but as you can see, then I shouldn't have been keeping you on the text this long. Oh, my uncle is currently looking after her. But I'm sorry for having such a conversation at a time like this. No, not at all. On the contrary, this has given me the final push. I'm cutting ties with my sister. From here on out, do as you please. Understood. Now, I'm going back to be with my mother. I'm sorry for all the trouble. From now, I'll end the conversation here. Sure, take care of your mother. Hello, Amy. I'm on the train home right now, so I finally turned on my phone after a week. It was such a fun trip. I'm so overwhelmed with happiness from being loved by him. That being said, I realized it must be tough for you. I mean, I was on a trip with your husband. I'm sorry about that. By the way, have you started the divorce proceedings yet? I want to marry him as soon as possible and become a trophy wife. It's such a relief. I'm sure even my most critical friends will be convinced when they know I'm remarrying a wealthy man. No one can nag at me anymore. I'm sure even my most critical friends will be convinced when they know I'm remarrying a wealthy man. Right now, we're at your mother's funeral. Wait, funeral? What? Do you mean my mom's funeral? Hold on, excuse me, Amy, is this some kind of prank? Can you please explain in detail? I'll call you once the send-off is done. Amy, what's going on? Is this some kind of prank? Even as a joke, it's in poor taste. I said hold on. Amy, what the hell is going on? My sister isn't answering my messages. Well, your sister is the chief mourner, so she probably doesn't have the time to look at her phone yet. Wait, what? As far as I heard, your father passed away quite some time ago, and they couldn't get in touch with you, the eldest daughter, at the crucial moment. In such situation, your sister has been nobly and stoically performing her duties. So, my mother really passed away? I'm not the kind of person who would make such a distasteful joke. It's not a prank. Your mother's condition took a turn for the worse the very night you turned off your smartphone. She held on for a few days, but unfortunately she passed away in the early morning the day before yesterday. No way! I was hoping if I married a rich man, she would smile at me like before. I had been working so hard towards that. Huh. So that's why you stole my husband. Yes, that's right. When I divorced my ex-husband, my mother, who had always been so sweet to me, scolded me terribly. Well, of course she would. So I wanted to remarry a rich man with high specs and provide a safety net for her in her old age. I was just about to share this happy news. Lisa, your mother didn't seem to want that. What? Don't act like you know everything when you're an outsider. This is what your sister Rachel told me. Wait, Rachel? Your mother seemed to have noticed that you were again involved with a married man. What? Apparently there's a will. A will? The official disclosure is yet to come. I don't think it's my place to say anything about this, so please ask Rachel. Rachel? Sis. You finally turned on your phone, huh? Mom is... I'm at the crematorium right now. I'm in the waiting room waiting for the cremation to finish with the rest of the family. So, it's really true. Did you hear from Amy? Knowing you probably got back from your affair trip, tried to one-up Amy, and she told you during Mom's funeral. Sounds about right. You don't need to come here. I won't allow you to offer incense to Mom. Don't come to our family home. Absolutely not. Rachel? What? Amy told me there's a will from Mom. Yeah. The formal announcement is still to come, but Mom spoke to me a bit before she became critically ill. She told me, Lisa never understands me, no matter what I say. I have no choice but to express it in action. So I wrote in my will that I'm leaving all my property to Rachel. She looked so sad. Why? I was just about to announce that I'm getting married to a high-spec man. If she knew I have a boyfriend, why would she do such a thing? You don't understand. I think it's perfectly fine for you to date high-spec men. I believe Mom wouldn't have had any complaints about that. But if that person is a married man, it's no good. Getting involved with a married man means you're making his family unhappy. But Mom always said that my happiness is the most important. Not realizing that you're stepping on other people's unhappiness, that's what made Mom sad. I believe happiness gained at the expense of others' misery won't last long. In other words, Mom was lamenting that in your current state, you won't be able to find a path to true happiness. What? How dare you? It's too late to tell me such things now. You've been told this many times, sis. But you just interpreted things to suit yourself, never trying to truly understand Mom's feelings. And finally, with Amy's husband, you repeated the same thing you did 2 years ago. But I won't listen to your excuses. I don't want to hear it. Rachel! I'm cutting ties with you, sis. I've told the rest of the family about your constant misdeeds. Don't expect anyone to come to your aid. And also, your son will be adopted and raised by my husband and me. Wait! I'm his mother! That's rich, considering you've mostly left child rearing to me. Even your own son has grown more attached to us than his own mother. No way! We'll discuss the details later with a third party present. I have to get back to everyone now. Goodbye. Amy! It seems you've been talking with your sister. Let me say what I want to say now. Why are you using formal language? I'm going to divorce my husband, but he's no high roller, you know. The current CEO is my father after all. His dad isn't the CEO? Although I am the only daughter of the CEO, Tom is merely considered one of the potential future CEOs because he is my husband. Huh? If Tom does not prove his abilities, I may become the CEO, or a candidate with no blood ties might even take up the position. We are still in such a stage. You don't mean... Yes, it doesn't automatically mean that Tom will be the next CEO. No way! The company has already made a decision regarding Tom's treatment. Treatment? It's outrageous for someone who should be leading others to commit adultery, regardless of my divorce as the CEO's daughter. He has been removed from the list of future CEO candidates. In addition, his repeated trysts during work hours have come to light, causing problems in his work. And he has been decided to be terminated for violation of company compliance. No! He won't have anything left, will he? It seems so. It is your just desserts. In the future, I will contact you through a lawyer to claim damages for the adultery. Huh? I would appreciate your cooperation. I've just lost my mother. My son is also likely to be taken away by my sister. You're adding insult to injury. Do you have any empathy? Are you the one to say that? Could you show a little bit of mercy? I will thoroughly proceed. No! Excuse me then. A tumultuous week filled with various emotions has passed. Subsequently, Tom and I divorced. As for Lisa, she thought it was just a fling and put up a considerable fuss, but a mere threat of a lawsuit and the reasonable persuasion from her in-laws settled things in 3 days. Lisa also had a custody dispute with my sister and her husband over their son, but she was overwhelmingly disadvantaged due to the circumstances and suffered a crushing defeat. Her relationship with Tom also ended disastrously when it was revealed that she had exposed the affair to one-up me. Currently, both of them are working relentlessly for alimony and the like. Lisa in particular seems to be not even allowed to stand in front of her deceased mother's grave. She sent me a message just once. I'm lonely, I'm scared of being alone. I did not reply, quietly marked it as spam, and blocked her.